Morning starts now.
Throughout our viewing area, we have been dry for the morning so far. This radar is looping over the last 3 hours. You do notice some light showers are persisting offshore, impacting parts of coastal central North Carolina. But for our viewing area, we're going to be dry for today, and all that moisture is just associated with a low pressure system that's paralleling the coast. Our temperatures right now still in the mid 40s in Cheraw, seeing that also in Kingstree, but lower 50s for Florence, Marion, and Scranton. 53 in Lumberton, mid 50s for the coast. This is a noticeably warmer start to your morning. Throughout the PD, anywhere from 6 to 13 degrees warmer. Myrtle Beach is the only chillier spot, only off by a degree, so that's not really a noticeable change. But your dew points right now, we're talking bone dry air. We have dew points in the mid 40s in some places, even in the lower 50s. Very pleasant air is sticking around for today. And your current wind speeds. We don't have a reading for most of these, but we are getting about 9 miles per hour. So gusting in the teens for the coast, even have an 8-mile-per-hour wind coming out of Florence. But all this wind is coming out of the north, keeping cooler, drier air around for today. Welcome back. It's 8:44 on your Sunday morning. Looking at radar imagery over the last 3 hours, you do see some showers, but they're offshore and they've dried up mostly for the past 3 hours. We did get some rain in the Jacksonville area in North Carolina, but we're really not going to see anything in our viewing area. High pressure in the mountains of North Carolina is still controlling our weather today. Those showers are associated with a low pressure system, which is currently located in the Atlantic. So with that high pressure in control, we can expect normal temperatures for today and a warming trend to continue into the work week as well. So going into your futurecast now, we do have high pressure in the mountains and that low pressure situated offshore. And they're really just going to meander back and forth for the next couple of days. High pressure will still be around for Sunday night and also all the way until Tuesday afternoon. Then looking ahead by midweek, we're going to be watching this cold front. When it's located over the Gulf states, there's a lot of moisture associated with it. But as it continues to track to the east and moving over the Appalachian Mountains, it loses a lot of its moisture. And by the time it gets to us, it's going to be moving through dry and it's going to be rather weak. And the drought monitor that just came out on Thursday, I should say, it has changed because the last week we were just looking at drought conditions north of Columbia in Chester and York County. That has since been extended to the northeast, crossing into central North Carolina, and it's also popped up north of Wilmington. Our 8 counties are still drought-free, but we are beginning to see drought conditions in our neighboring counties, which includes Chesterfield County bordering Marlborough County and also Richmond County, which borders Scotland County. And we have seen a rainfall deficit over the past 30 days, but only west of I-95. East is looking great. It's on target, but looking west, we do see off by about 1/10 of an inch or so. But the last 30 days, this does include all of the rain that we saw from Hurricane Ian. So it is skewing the data ever so slightly because we've barely seen anything for this month so far, and we're on day 23. Looking at your Muggy meter now, we do have dew points good for today. We're going to see those rise with those temperatures over the next several days. On Tuesday, dew points going to be in the 60s for the Grand Strand. That's a little bit sticky, and we're going to see those continue to rise on Wednesday. It's not going to be anything like the oppressive humidity that we have during the summertime, but nonetheless a tad stickier than what we saw for the last week or so. Looking along the beaches for the next couple of hours at 2 p.m., 70 degrees, winds out of the north about 13 miles per hour. So gusts going to be possible in the upper teens. Looking inland at 2 p.m., the same time, 73 degrees, winds also out of the north, but a little bit weaker, only about 9 miles per hour. Your high temperatures for today are pretty close to average. We're ranging anywhere from 73 to 76 degrees, with those warmer temperatures being observed in parts of the PD. Your low temperatures for tonight, a little bit below average for parts of the PD, looking at 50 for Florence, but still going to be hitting those upper 40s for our inlandmost communities and for Laurinburg as well. But Myrtle Beach is right on target for where we should be for this time of year, about 54 degrees. Your marine forecast, winds out of the north about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Waves are small, only about 1 to 2 feet. And there is a low to moderate rip current risk in effect for the next couple of hours. And your UV index is only a 5, so it's pretty moderate. And here's your 7-day forecast where we do notice that warming trend all the way from Monday until Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the warmest day until that cold front moves through, and it's going to knock temperatures down just a couple of degrees for your Thursday. Looking inland on Tuesday, going to be at 78 degrees a little bit sooner, but we're going to be hitting 80 on Wednesday, and that's actually above average. We should be right at 75 degrees. So as we continue for the next couple of days, we're going to see that warming trend continue, but also your dew points are going to increase just a little bit, so you can expect it to feel a tad bit stickier, kind of more like spring, definitely not as oppressive as summer, but nonetheless, still changing a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that it's not going to be as sticky as summer.
No, that's the worst. That is the worst time to be in the Carolinas by far.
It really is. I was not expecting. Everybody's like, oh, you'll get used to it. But I was like, well, I really get used to this because I'm just sticky is the greatest word to describe it.
No, you never get used to it. I've lived here my entire life, and August, July, my least favorite months to be here, that's for sure.
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad it's not just me.
Definitely not.
Well, we are in October, and October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month. And yesterday, a local nonprofit in Virginia Beach raised both awareness and support for the Down syndrome community in Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach.
And the annual Step Up for Down Syndrome Walk is the largest fundraiser of the year for the Down Syndrome Association of Hampton Roads. And Anthony Sabella has the details.
We have raised more this year than we have.
Hannah with their out the door forecast. Hey, Hannah.
Hey, Jennifer. Your current temperatures are definitely still a little bit chilly, especially if you're in Cheraw, Scranton, King Street, Conway. You're still in the mid to even upper 40s, but already in the lower 50s for Florence and Marion, 53 currently, and Lumberton and Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach are currently sitting pretty comfortably at 55 degrees. I noticed on the live cams that some people are taking a stroll on the beach this morning. Definitely need a light jacket if it were me. And for your parkcast for today, it's looking great. Another beautiful sunny day. Hanging out in the 70s for most of the afternoon. At noon, 68 at the beaches. Also seeing that temperature for inland. The warmest times usually about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. We're going to be seeing 73 degrees at the beaches by that time and 76 for inland. Not looking too bad there. And for the next couple of days, for tonight, we're going to have a little bit of cloud cover, mainly just because that low pressure is still kind of just hanging out offshore. It's also going to help increase our dew points over the next couple of days, but close to average temperatures, 54 at the beaches, 50 inland, and temperature-wise, maybe a couple of degrees warmer for tomorrow, but all of us going to be in the mid-70s to start your work week. And looking ahead to Tuesday, that warming trend is still going to be continuing. Not even just for Tuesday, but for Wednesday as well. So we're actually going to end up above average by midweek. Cold front's going to move through, but it's still on the weaker side. So usually cold front would signal rain, but not really going to be happening for us. I guess that's a positive for some of us. That's true. And it will knock our temperatures down by just a couple of degrees. So no big changes for this week.
I'm happy about that. I love the sunshine, no rain, and warmer temperatures. Sounds like my kind of week.
Yeah, 80s. Kind of crazy to think about.
Happy October.
I know, the last week in October and we hit 80.
Right. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back at the top of the hour.
Sponsored by Conway Medical Center.
Welcome back. I hope your Sunday's off to a great start. High pressure is still going to be in control for today, currently located over the western part of the Carolinas in the mountainous region, but we also have a low pressure center offshore. This is funneling a little bit of moisture primarily into North Carolina. They're going to see enhanced cloud cover for today, possibly even some light showers, but those showers are not going to make it into our viewing area. Temperature-wise, most of us are in the mid-50s, lower 50s for parts of the PD. These temperatures are noticeably warmer than what we were looking at 8 o'clock yesterday morning, anywhere from 5 to 13 degrees warmer for parts of the PD. Planning out the next couple of hours at 1 p.m., 70 at the beaches and 72 for inland with mostly sunny skies.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
Looking along the Grand Strand at 8:06 on your Sunday morning, 17 Business and Bypass are running smoothly, even zooming into 501 and Carolina Forest, both sides of the road, either heading inland towards Conway or towards the coast. That's in the green and running on time. No accidents to report along the Grand Strand. Heading inland now, I-95 between Florence, Dillon, and all the way up into Lumberton in North Carolina. That is running smoothly. No accidents reported on I-95. And zooming in now to downtown Florence. Looking at Alligator Road and also South Irby Street. No incidents and no delays. For some drive times, 501 Highway 544 to Carolina Forest is perfectly on time, taking about 6 minutes right now. And 17 both directions, also perfectly on time. Inland times, 95 TV Road to 76, taking 11 minutes. Usually takes about 10, so not looking too bad. Jennifer?
Viper 13 real-time radar.
It's currently 7:44 on your Sunday morning, and high pressure is still going to be in control for today. But if you're, walking along the beach, you may notice that there's kind of a deck of stratus clouds, and that all has to do with this low pressure system offshore. There is some moisture associated with it, so that is bringing some cloud cover into our area, and there is some precipitation associated with it, but it's all draining out over the ocean. It just won't make it here into the Carolinas. Our radar imagery over the last 3 hours has been dry. Notice those light showers offshore, but still Sunshine's going to be around again today. Of course, that's positive. You know, it's going to be a beautiful day, sunny and in the 70s. Temperatures are pretty close to normal, and this high pressure is still going to be in control for the next several days. So still going to have a nice dry stretch ahead of us. So going into that futurecast now, both the low pressure and the high pressure are kind of just meandering around for the next couple of days. Eventually the low pressure will dissipate. High pressure will still be in control until we get to Tuesday afternoon. Then we're going to be watching a cold front to be moving through the area. As it's traversing across the Gulf states, it looks like there's going to be a lot of moisture associated with it, but due to the elevation and pushing up over the Appalachian Mountains, a lot of the moisture is going to be kind of just soaked right back into the system, and it's going to pass through our area mostly dry, and it's still on the weaker side. So the only change we're going to get is our temperatures knocked down by a couple of degrees. We do need the rain. Drought conditions are still not present in our viewing area, but they are beginning to pop up in our neighboring counties. This is Chesterfield County. Got a little bit of some abnormally dry conditions there. And also Richmond County in North Carolina, which is neighboring Scotland County. So we're still good. Looking at your rainfall deficit over the last 30 days, we don't see anything east of I-95. That's looking good, pretty normal there. West of I-95, a little deficit, but they're not very significant. This is 0.08 of an inch. But 30 days ago, you know, we are still factoring in all the rain that we got from Hurricane Ian. If we're just talking about this month, that deficit's pretty significant. For the next couple of hours, winds are still going to be coming out of the north, 10 to 13 miles per hour, so you could be still seeing gusts in the upper teens at the beaches. At 1 p.m., we're looking at 68 degrees along the Grand Strand. Inland at the same time, 72 degrees, warming to 74 by 4 p.m. Still going to have a lot of sunshine around for today, but just note there's going to be some passing clouds here and there with that low pressure hanging out offshore. Your high temperatures for today, very close to average, 73 to 76 throughout the area. Normal is 74 to 75 degrees. Your low temperatures for tonight are going to be just a tad below average for parts of the PD. We should be at 52 for this time of year. We're going to be at 50 in Florence, upper 40s in Laurinburg. Coldest spot's going to be Chirot at 47 degrees. And Myrtle Beach is right on target for normal, looking at 54 degrees. A little bit warmer in North Myrtle at 57. Your marine forecast winds will be out of the north, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Waves are small, only 1 to 2 feet. Water temperature is getting chilly. 68 degrees. The UV index is a 5. It's moderate. And there is a moderate rip current risk in effect, but I don't see anybody swimming in the ocean today. Looking now to your 7-day forecast, a little bit of cloud cover for today and into tonight. That's going to break up for the next couple of days, but that high pressure is still in control. So note that warming trend is still going on as we get to midweek. Warmest day is going to be on Wednesday, looking at 78 degrees at the beaches. Inland, going to be above average temperatures as soon as Tuesday. Then we're talking 80s to come back. So it's a little bit unusual, as you know, we were so cold earlier this week, and now, you know, we're right back to normal, and then it's just going to keep on warming up to above average.